Silk, powdered skin, gold-threaded robes. Women designed to be seen. Now look down here, in the darkness. Silent figures behind the lattice, the watchers. Why did Katsushika Ōi paint not just the women of Yoshiwara, but the wooden barrier that stands between us and them? This is Yoshiwara, behind the lattice, painted by Katsushika Ōi, the daughter of Hokusai. And this might be the most intelligent seduction in Japanese art. Katsushika Ōi, also known as Ōe, was the daughter of Katsushika Hokusai, best known today for the Great Wave, and one of the most influential artists in Japanese art history. She is known to have worked closely with him, assisting in his studio, but she was far more than an assistant or a footnote. It is said that Hokusai himself once admitted that when it came to painting bijinga, Ōi was far better than he was. She was an accomplished painter in her own right, known for her control of light, her quiet interior spaces, and the psychological weight of her figures. Her work often departs from Hokusai's dynamic compositions, favoring stillness, enclosure, and introspection. Very few works can be confidently attributed to her, which makes this image all the more significant. Some scholars have noted that three characters, O, Yi, and A, appear to be deliberately embedded within the composition. If this reading is correct, they function as a hidden signature, linking the work directly to Katsushika Ōi, also known as Eijo or Ōe. Yoshiwara was not simply a place of pleasure. It was a licensed district, physically separated from Edo, regulated by law and custom. Established by the Tokugawa shogunate, it was the only area in Edo where commercial entertainment and courtship was officially permitted. Within this enclosed world, Yoshiwara came to be known as the World of Flowers, a name that suggested elegance, refinement, and seasonal beauty, carefully cultivated through fashion, performance, and ritualized encounters. Artists, writers, merchants, and samurai came here, drawn by fashion, performance, and carefully staged encounters. High walls, gates that closed at night, movement carefully controlled. It was a space where fantasy was sold, but only within strict boundaries. Understanding this controlled environment is essential to understanding this image. The wooden lattice is the heart of this composition. It acts as a physical and psychological barrier. It allows us to see, but only partially. It suggests depth, but denies entry. Here, the women are bathed in a warm, ethereal glow, yet they remain unreachable, caged within the light. Unlike typical ukiyo-e that invites the viewer into the scene, Ōi keeps us firmly in the dark. We stand exactly where a customer would, in the shadows of the Yoshiwara night, reduced to mere observers. This lattice does more than frame the scene. It defines the boundary between the world of flowers and the reality of the street. One of the most striking aspects of this work is its mastery of light. In most ukiyo-e of this period, figures are defined by line and color, with little emphasis on directional light. Space is flattened. Illumination is assumed, not shaped. Here, it is different. Faces and hands emerge from darkness. Light appears to fall from a specific direction, while the surrounding space remains subdued. This kind of lighting was not a shared visual language in Edo period print culture. There was no widely established method for modeling faces through shadow, no common convention for shaping light. And yet, Ōi uses it with remarkable control, not to dramatize but to contain. Light is rationed. It reveals just enough while reinforcing the sense of enclosure. The lattice does not only divide space, it filters light itself. Light reveals certain details while shadow keeps others out of reach. In a world without a formal Western-style tradition of chiaroscuro, this restraint feels deliberate. Light, here, is not a technique inherited but a choice made. Her use of light and shadow is so unusual for this period that it invites an unexpected comparison, not in medium or technique, but in psychological intensity. Could she be called the Rembrandt of Edo? Look carefully at the women. They are not generalized beauties. Their expressions differ. One meets the viewer's gaze, another looks away. Some appear detached, almost indifferent. In Yoshiwara, women often spoke with customers from behind the lattice. Their faces were not always fully shown. Expression was controlled, attention carefully withheld. Oi reflects this reality with precision. One face is rendered clearly, another is turned aside, and one is swallowed almost entirely by shadow. This darkness is not accidental. It is not simply the result of low light. Within the same image, Oi chooses which faces are readable and which are denied. The shadowed face is not hidden because it is dark, but because it is not meant to be accessible. Oi does not soften these women. She does not grant easy entry. She allows presence to be seen, but only on her terms. This clarity is not decorative. It creates tension. The women are displayed, yet they are not passive. Their presence feels solid, self-contained, and resistant. Many images of Yoshiwara emphasize glamour, movement, and consumption. This one does not. It is still, restrained, quiet. The interior space is suggested, but never explained. What matters is not what happens inside, but the distance carefully maintained between inside and outside. This restraint, this refusal to satisfy curiosity, is precisely what gives the image its power. Yoshiwara Kōshi-saki no Zu does not invite us in. It asks us to remain outside, to confront the limits of looking. Seen through the lens of Katsushika Ōi, this is not simply a beauty print, nor a scene of entertainment. It is a meditation on visibility, distance, and the quiet structures that shape desire in Edo period Japan.